So how do we deal with sibling conflict and sibling rivalry and stop it entirely, or at least turn it into something that's good? I want to share with you what I think is probably the most brilliant idea that I've ever come across that helps us to deal with this challenge. The first thing that we need to recognize is that not all sibling rivalry and sibling conflict is a problem. If we can make sibling conflict work well, it actually becomes really valuable. For example, Venus and Serena Williams, two world famous tennis players, have had a tremendous rivalry over the years. And that rivalry has actually spurred them on to greatness, to be better as they've, I guess, fought with one another. I like to go back in history to Orville and Wilbur Wright. The Wright brothers were the inventors of, well, what we now consider to be modern aircraft. They invented the first aeroplane. And Orville and Wilbur used to, as they were trying to do their science and their inventions, they used to fight with each other constantly about who was right and who was wrong, what would work and what wouldn't. But they describe in their autobiography that they would argue with one another so fiercely that ultimately Orville would convince Wilbur that he was right at the same time that Wilbur convinced Orville that he was right, and they would find themselves arguing for one another's position at the end of their argument. There can be some wonderful progress made in our partnerships where there's conflict and in our relationships where there's conflict if we approach it the right way.